Namaskaram. When I travel in India and address various groups of people, especially in the big cities, what I see is I'm the only Indian left if there are a few thousand people. All of them are in trousers, jackets and ties at 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. What's happened to our generations or millennia of wisdom as to how we should dress for the climate that we live in? Women are a little better, they're still somewhat in their traditional clothing. Traditional clothing is not about traditions, it's a certain wisdom we evolved over thousands of years as to what kind of dress will go best with the climatic and atmospheric conditions in which we live. Above all, India, Bharat as a nation has over 120 distinct weaves. Each district, each community and even specific families have their own methods of weaving and dyeing. At one time, we exported 50 to 60% of the world's textiles. Indian textiles have clothed the world at one time, but in the past 250 years, a systematic demolition of textile industry has happened. It is time we revive this ancient art to its former glory or even better than what it was, because considering what technologies, what logistics we had at that time and what access we had to the world at that time, today what we have is phenomenally different. So we should not think about just reviving this, we should think about how to make this happen in a big way. This has a tremendous impact on the world also. Above all, right now our Prime Minister has called for Atmanirbhar Bharat, about self-sufficiency in various dimensions. Textile should be the first one that should happen because we have immense experience behind us. It is wonderful that the Ministry of Textiles has been taking this up in a big way. This Diwali, I request every one of you in India and wherever else you are if you are Indian, whatever clothes and fabrics you are buying, please make sure it is handmade, organic and from the land of Bharat. If you can't wear designer clothing, where a lot of designers have gone into Indian fabric, at least the simple khadi, believe me, it will add to your beauty and above all to your health and comfort. There is a certain beauty and an aesthetic for something that has been worked with human hands with a certain level of attention and care. This is what you must wear, not something that is rolled out of unthinking machines, which may be efficient, but they don't have the quality, above all, organic fabric. This is also a question of your health. Today, 60% of the clothing in the world is made from synthetic fiber. Studies show various health hazards, including cancers linked to polyfiber. Synthetic clothing is definitely impacting our children's well-being. Studies are showing that a whole lot of people in Western societies have a certain amount of plastic or polyfiber in their body embedded because polyfiber is one of the worst ways of polluting the world. The lowly plastic bag which floats around on the street, you can see it is plastic, you know that it should not be there, but polyfiber is happening in a microfiber form. It is getting into your breath, it is getting into your food and water that you drink and the soil, everywhere it is getting in before it becomes an all-pervasive poison destroying life, human life and other lives. It is important that we bring back organic fiber to whatever extent we can. The way you can make this happen is Indian handlooms, Indian handicrafts and organic fiber essentially has to come back. If we make this into a demand-oriented process in the marketplace, that there is demand for organic fiber, this could go a long way in enhancing the farmers' economics. If 30% of the land goes into growing organic fiber, one important thing that will happen is, right now most farmers are growing perishable crops. Out of this, many disasters are happening because they are not able to cash in time, they don't have the power of scale. But if they grow fiber, definitely they will have the power of scale because there is a more organized sector out there and this will change the landscape of India's farming because right now, as all of you know, over 300,000 farmers could have committed suicide in the last 20 years. This has to change, and one important thing that you can do is, on this festive occasion of Diwali, all of you make an effort to bring organic fiber as clothing for yourself and your children especially. If you're concerned about their physical and mental health, it's very important to bring this, and also this will support millions of weavers and farmers. The second largest employer in the country is weaving and textiles. The first largest employer in the country are farmers. To both these communities who are suffering immensely, and we are going on without the necessary attention to them, this is a tremendous thing that the Textile Ministry has taken this up. It's very, very, very important for every Indian citizen to take this up, that our farming communities and weaving communities are supported by how we conduct our life. May you have a fantastic Diwali, but this time around with the pandemic, let the celebrations be within yourself and your family. Don't make too much of community affairs, because this is needed out of us at this time to behave responsibly as a nation.